Hey everyone, J-Rock here with J-Rock Therapy. On the balcony at Whole Foods Market, about to do a little self-care and enjoy some hot soup and a good breakfast. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about compassion and self-compassion. You know, it's really easy, especially in the world that we live in today, to become incredibly judgmental of ourselves and other people. Why they should have done something differently, how you would have done it differently, how could they, why would they say this to me, why would they post that online, why would they make that decision, why would they make that vote. You know, it's just so easy to just get so caught up in judging things and personalizing everything. Number one, I want to say that nothing, absolutely nothing is personal. Take nothing personal. Everything that everyone is doing, they're living out of their own life lenses, their own life experience, and their own life story. And they're just projecting their experiences onto you. So you don't have to personalize it. I mean, even in relationships, if you've ever been in a therapy room across from me, I'll say to you, even an affair is not personal. It's always about someone else's disconnectedness or someone else's brokenness and trying to find that reconnection to divinity and themselves, their true self. So one of the things that can help you in letting go of judgment of other people is to really, really get that most people are doing the absolute very best that they can at their current level of awareness. And when they have more awareness, they typically do something different. But having this mindset and this mentality can offer a lot of compassion for other people and maybe even empathy. You know, the angriest person in the room, the loudest person in the room, the most vicious, vindictive, or bitter person in the room is probably the person that is the most hurting. Anger is just a secondary emotion. Underneath it is usually loss, is sadness, is grief. But anger feels more powerful, so we tend to choose anger over sadness or grief. At least that way we feel like we're in control or have some sense of power. So when we have this compassion, you know, like Brene Brown often says, empathy is a cure for shame. When people are in highly critical states, highly judgmental states, highly condemning states, you know, very narcissistic, looking down on other people, like I do it better, I wouldn't have done it like this, just understand that that's just coming from a place of disconnection and a place of wanting to feel that they're in a sense of power and exerting their power, their ideas, and their mentality over other people. You can get to a point in your life where you can sit and share the same space with someone and be secure enough in your identity that you know that you don't have to agree with them in order to share the same space. It's okay to disagree. And when we let go of the judgment of ourselves and of other people, we end our suffering. Because in life, pain is inevitable, I think, but suffering becomes optional. So part of our work here on this planet is to figure out what's the quickest path to ending suffering, least resistance, really, in a way. And so let go of the judgment of your partner, of your spouse, of your coworker. Take a whole day and try and see if you can go without judging somebody. Can you even do it? If you can't do it for a day, do it for an hour. And know that when you love yourself better and you love yourself well, you're probably going to judge that person a lot less. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to agree with what everybody's doing. You don't have to agree with every political decision. You don't have to agree with every candidate. You don't have to agree with the way that your children are behaving. You don't have to agree with your manager or your worker, your coworker, or your employees. You don't have to agree with your husband or your wife. But you don't have to judge them and make them wrong for it either. That kind of ends the war and ends the suffering. So I hope that you find more compassion for yourselves today. And as you do that, you see more love, more abundance, and more compassion in the world around you.